Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 3 of Brothers to the End podcast. How are you guys doing today? Vern, how the heck are you doing, my good man?
Welcome. I'm having a fantastic Monday. It is Labor Day.
I know, it is Labor Day. I forgot it's a holiday today.
Everything is it's a real chill day. Gym closed early today, so I had to go get it in early.
Oh, good. Is that why you were up so early? Because I definitely got a very early text from you this morning, and I was like, yeah. This man is on the grind. He's up and early. Dude, it was 9 a.m. It wasn't that early.
This month is about to be ridiculous. We'll get into it a little bit later.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, this month is about to be crazy.
That's true. This is going to be a really grindy month. It's already like the reason we're going to grind this month hasn't even happened yet, and I feel like I've already just been streaming.
Dude, I'm exhausted.
I'm so tired. Like I've been streaming.
We just did a 12-hour stream.
I know. I just did it, and I did a 10-hour stream yesterday, and I'm probably going to do another 10+ hour stream today. So it's been crazy, and I know there's plenty more like 10+ hour streams on the horizon. So
oh my goodness.
But anyways, welcome. Wait. Yeah, I know, dude. I can't wait either. But welcome back to episode 3 of the podcast. For those of you who are new listeners, this is a podcast put on by myself, Brennan, Gold Glove, and Vern Notice. We're streamers, content creators. This is a podcast where we just talk about gaming, life, whatever topics we want to, sports, pretty much whatever the hell we want to talk about. We got a lot of new viewers in the stream today, so I just wanted to kind of give you guys
welcome.
Yeah, welcome. And if you guys are listening to this on any of the podcast platforms, which there's a lot of them now. We're on iTunes, Google Podcasts, we're on Spotify, we're on Anchor, pretty much whatever avenue you want to listen via, you can find it. It's there.
We're available to you. And
you might be watching this on YouTube as a YouTube video as well. So there's a lot of ways to digest this podcast, and I think that's kind of the way Vern and I kind of want to do it. We want to make it very accessible. Yeah. We want everybody to be able to listen or watch. So I have some podcast topics. I know you sent me some topics to talk about today, but I wanted to talk about something that, man, I can't believe it happened. I'm a little nervous because we haven't really got a lot of info on it. But Kevin Hart was in a car crash. A lot of you guys, I'm sure you know who Kevin Hart is.
Probably heard of it.
You've probably heard of Kevin Hart. He was actually in a really bad car accident. I saw photos of it, and I'm shocked.
I didn't see that.
You didn't see photos?
I didn't see the photos. I saw that he was in a crash.
It was really bad. The car is trashed. Like, I don't even know how the three of them, I don't know how one person is not dead. Now,
that's insane.
Yeah,
that's so scary.
The driver, Kevin was not the driver. Apparently it was his friend. I'm not sure his friend's name. His friend's like 28 years old. They're driving a Plymouth Barracuda. It's like an old classic muscle car, right? And unfortunately, I guess he just lost control of the vehicle. Apparently, Kevin Hart has major back injuries. That's literally the only details we have right now. I'm really not sure what that means, but that's not good. Major back injuries. I mean, that could be a lifetime of pain and I don't know. Hopefully he's okay. I'm really not sure. Apparently there was a third passenger, a female passenger, and she walked away. She's seeking her own medical attention. She was fine, but she was actually pinned in the car, and they had to cut the roof off of the car to get them out. And she still walked away just fine. So apparently it was the driver's wife, and that was the third passenger. So pretty crazy news.
Scary.
It's scary,
yeah,
man.
Right?
I mean, here's why I wanted to talk about it. I think it's because, I think a lot of people follow Kevin Hart. We watch his movies. We see, he's a superstar. He's on top of the world. He's just an absolute rock star. One of the most famous comedians in the world, maybe one of the most famous comedians ever at this point, just because of social media and his push, But he from on top of the world to now, potentially life-threatening injuries. Major back injuries. Just hopefully he's going to be okay. I mean, it's ridiculous. So
yeah. Wish him the best.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's scary. I don't like. Here's the thing, man. Like they're driving this old Plymouth Barracuda, which is like I'm sure you've seen one of those cars. You're from Detroit. You've seen a Barracuda driving around. Maybe if you haven't even thought about it or realized it
potentially.
But man, these vehicles they're huge. They're heavy. They're old. They don't have today's technology built into them. Those things are dangerous to drive, man. And I just. People get behind the wheel of these vehicles, and I feel like some people just don't know how to control them, or they just, I don't know, man. It's scary shit.
Dude,
cars are death traps.
And that's, dude, I got some friends who drive bikes, motorcycles.
Yeah.
And that scares the death out of me.
Yeah.
Like you know, it's not even I'm worried about them driving or them driving like jerks, but it's like you got to drive so defensive. You know, you got to be worried about everyone else on the road. It can happen to anyone, and it's just scary.
I say that I tell everybody that buys a bike or thinking about buying a bike, I'm like, you have to be such a defensive rider. Like if you're an offensive rider on a motorcycle, you're gonna get yourself killed.
Yeah.
People do not look out for you. People don't expect motorcycles, especially it depends on where you live. You know, California, a little bit more, you know, common.
More aware.
Yeah, a little bit more aware. You know, motorcycles are always zipping up and down lanes in you know, in between lanes on the highways and stuff. But you have to be defensive. You really, really do. I've actually wanted a street bike for a really long time. I grew up riding dirt bikes. A lot of people don't know that, but I grew up riding dirt bikes, and so I've always wanted a street bike. Like I really do. But Steph was like, if you get a street bike, I get a street bike. And she's never even ridden a bike in her life. Yeah. Like obviously a normal bike, like a bicycle, but never like a motorbike. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't trust the people around you, so I don't want you on a bike. Like I'm so afraid of all the other asshole drivers that I just would never put her in that position. So I'm like, okay, fine, I won't get a bike. So I'm not getting a bike at the end of the day.
That's for the best. Thank you. That makes me feel a little bit better.
It's probably for the best, you know. But I'm even in my car, I feel like I'm a pretty defensive driver, like at all times. So I don't know. But it is scary. So I wanted to start. I felt like that was something we could talk about a little bit because I know, you know, a lot of people. I feel like especially in this day and age, you know, with texting and driving, everyone feels like they're invincible, dude.
Don't do it.
You're not invincible. It's just like that. Your life can change. Wait. Cars are scary. They're dangerous. You're driving a hunk of metal that's basically a murder weapon. You could kill anyone at any time with it. It's terrifying. So be safe. Make good decisions. Don't be a dummy.
Treat it as such. Yeah. Thank you. You know what? Good PSA to start the podcast.
Yeah. So, you know, I just felt like, shoot, if it can happen to people like Kevin Hart and his friends, it literally can happen to anyone. It does not matter who you are. It doesn't matter. So,
a little bit later. Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mike Posner. Let's revisit that.
Is he okay?
I'm pretty sure he's back walking across America again, releasing songs. So if you guys didn't hear the last podcast, we talked about an artist, Mike Posner. He's a singer-songwriter. And he was doing this thing where he's walking across, like literally walking across the United States and releasing a song every time he crosses a border. Well, on his walk, he got bit by a rattlesnake and had to be rushed to the hospital. So much so that he had to like relearn how to walk and everything. And I seen a post today on his Twitter, and it looks like he's back moving around, walking across America.
Why are you smiling like that?
Because it was a happy ending.
Oh, okay. You're right. That is happy. I'm glad he's okay because that's horrifying.
Yeah. He recovered a lot faster than I expected too, because like he was posting videos of him like using a walker, like moving like at no miles per hour. Like it was bad, bro. And now he's just up doing it again.
And now he's just doing it again. Like it didn't scare him away from it. He's just like, a little bump in the road. I'm good.
You can't let that stuff like that scare you.
It would scare me. If I got bit by a rattlesnake, are you kidding me? I might not even go outside again.
We're in the middle of a podcast. A rattlesnake sneaks up behind you and bites your toe.
Bites? I'm dipping, bro. I ain't staying for the podcast. I'll be like,
but we're gonna eventually continue the podcast. I don't want to look. We've been doing this consistently now over a month.
Yeah,
over a month.
Oh, dude, it's true. Third episode in a row, chat. We haven't missed a day. We're doing really good. You guys should be so proud. You know, consistency is not really one of our strong suits, so I'm proud of us.
We wanted to pat ourselves on the back for that. You know,
if we get to 10 episodes, that's when it starts getting. That's big.
We're celebrating. We'll big. I'll buy a cake.
No, you're a cake or a keg?
Both.
Okay, good. I was hoping. Yeah. My man. So, that's good. I'm happy to hear that Mike Posner is doing better because that was scary. So Vern and I actually just got back from a trip. It was a pretty awesome trip. It was a short trip. We went to Vancouver, BC, and we actually got to go to the Coalition where they develop Gears of War 5 or Gears 5. So, I mean, you want to just kind of jump in and tell them about your experience and kind of how you felt about going there, and then I'll follow up.
Yeah, for sure. So this is actually my second time there. They flew us out. Well, they flew me out. Brennan didn't have an opportunity to go because he didn't have his passport last time for the race Gears 4.
That's true.
But So this is my second time in Vancouver. It's like literally one of the prettiest cities. It's so modern. It's like busy without the people. Does that make sense?
I know what you mean. Yeah, you're kind of right.
Like it's like very modern. There's a lot of stuff going on, but it's not like the streets are constantly packed with people, and it's not like it doesn't have like a New York or like LA vibe, but it is busy. It's a busy city. So Vancouver's always a pleasure to visit. And then the actual tour of the studio was awesome. They didn't really actually, you know what, this time they didn't do much touring, but they kind of just took us to where we were streaming.
Yeah.
And but it was awesome, man. Gears of War, if you guys haven't picked up on it from the name of the podcast or any of the other podcasts that we've released yet, or any of our streams or YouTube videos, we're pretty big fans of Gears of War. And so being able to go there and stream Gears 5, get our hands on it early, was an amazing experience. It was awesome. Also, I want to say that it was really like meeting the devs and seeing them play and hearing them talk about the game and their passion for it was really, really exciting for me. We actually, when we first started streaming, we were playing against the devs and got our asses whooped repeatedly.
Dude, they were whooping us.
Like, oh, they were so good at their own game, which makes sense. But like, also is like, it kind of made me smile.
But usually, I'll be honest, usually devs aren't very good at their own games. Like, they really aren't. Like, I've been to a few media days. I've played against devs before, and usually there's like a skill gap, right? Which makes sense. They're making the game. They're not sit there practicing and working, playing the game. But this time around, I was really impressed. We were getting our asses beat,
dude.
Like, to be fair, we didn't know any of the maps. Like, we were playing new maps, and they were stomping. I'm making excuses to make myself feel better. They were whooping us,
dude. I would look over. I would get headshotted across the map, and I'd look up because we were sitting right next to him. It was like a LAN event, and I was like, "Was that you?" And he's just giggling, and I'm, all right, dude.
It was a good time though. Yeah, so we went to the coalition, and they kind of they took us to a room. They kind of gave us like an overview. We got to talk to Rod Ferguson. He kind of did like a presentation, kind of walked us all the way through Gears 5, what their basically their mission statement was with the game, what their goal was with this game. And he kind of just walked us through all the modes and what the game had to offer, come release day. And then they basically took us into this back room. And they had all these setups. They had Xboxes, PS. You're giving me a weird look. What did I back room?
Oh, yeah,
sorry. I was gonna make a really weird joke, and then I said I'm on front page right now, so maybe I shouldn't do that. I was gonna say they made us take our clothes off, but I didn't want to get weird. But now I said it anyway, so great. Anyway, yes, I might have hesitated for a second. So anyways, they basically took us back to this room. There was a ton of Xboxes set up, tons of different setups. There was tons of influencers. I want to say like 40 people, 40 to 50, like, dude, 30 to 40 people,
like pro players, streamers,
yeah, from all different platforms.
Variety.
Yeah, there was a lot of people there. And our little group wanted to play on PC with mouse and keyboard, so they actually put us in a little separate room. Basically, cut us off from everybody else because we were just detriments to everyone else. And it's true. Let's be real.
It was more so we didn't want to play the campaign. We didn't want to spoil the campaign for ourselves.
Yes,
so.
We didn't want to play campaign early because obviously we want to go into campaign blind. But we got to play like 3 or 4 hours of horde mode, and then we played versus for pretty much the entire time after that.
4 or 5 hours.
Yeah. So, and you guys saw a lot of that. We streamed it. Which was really cool. We got to see all the maps. We got to see pretty much all the new skins that are coming into the game. We got our hands on the official game, the full release, full version, which is really nice. So, and I just want to give a huge shout out to the Coalition and Xbox for having us out again. So accommodating. I mean, they're so nice. Just be able to, to be able to even do that, to go there and get our hands on a game, especially a game like Gears, where it's a franchise that Vern and I have loved. I mean, shoot, we named our freaking podcast over it, or after it. So it is near and dear to both of our hearts, and it's just crazy how when I was. And I'm speaking for myself here, and I know you have a similar story, but we were 16 years old. Gears of War was like our first game that we really got into multiplayer wise. We fell in love with it. And then now with the newest one, we're being invited out early to get our hands on it early, to play it early. And that's what absolutely blows my mind,
It's surreal, dude. It's surreal. First picking up the first Gears of War, never did I think I would have an opportunity to, even when I started posting videos on YouTube like that, even like back then, that was never something that happened, you know?
Yeah.
Like you didn't, even if you played the game, you did YouTube videos, like they weren't flying people out to play the game early and get their feedback on it.
Yeah, now it's like a direct tie. Now it's kind of weird how these companies have kind of swapped over and they are utilizing influencers and content creators to kind of push their games a little bit more, and it makes sense. You know, like you can grab 40 content creators that love your game. They're gonna make videos and stream it, and essentially, it's free promotion.
It's marketing.
It's marketing.
Yeah,
it is marketing. It's a different type of marketing. You know, you have traditional marketing where you have advertisements on TV and in magazines and online, you know, but this is also another form of marketing. And so it just really makes sense for everyone involved. So I'm just so happy that we're in a position where we can actually, you know, be a part of that, which is amazing. Yeah. So huge shout out once again to the Coalition and to Xbox.
Thank you.
Sean, I think you're listening to this. We love you. Thanks again so much for everything, man. You want to talk about this is your first topic you sent me, and it was a pretty good one, and I didn't even think about it, but we got to talk about it. It was the first one you sent me today. You want me to just tell you?
Yeah.
Okay, it's NickEh's welcome to Twitch. Is it NickEh or is it NickEh?
NickEh. I think he calls his followers the A Squad. So
okay, so NickEh.
I would assume NickEh. Yeah.
So
I mean, he was a YouTube streamer.
Huge YouTube streamer.
YouTube streamer. Primarily Fortnite. But he just moved over to Twitch, and I thought it was just really cool. Twitch like did a whole like promotion thing, like, well, we just recruited NickEh, and he's blasted all over their socials and stuff, and it looked really good. The production value was there, but they've never really done that before with a streamer.
Well, I think this is, you know, Ninja went over to Mixer, and I think now they're like, we need to bring in a big name, and they brought him over from YouTube. I mean, I think it'd be very, very naive to think that Nick didn't get paid to come over to Twitch. And I think that you're starting to see what the Mixer Ninja deal is already done to the whole landscape of streaming in general. I mean, now you're seeing it on every platform, and now you're seeing a huge YouTube streamer coming over to Twitch. And it's just, I mean, it's the beginning. I mean, we talked about it in previous episodes about how this change between Ninja and Mixer is just good for all streamers involved. And you're already seeing the start of it.
The fruits of that labor right now.
Exactly. So it's a huge shift for all streamers on all websites, on all platforms. It makes streamers just that much more of a valuable asset. Which is, you know, as two streamers, I think that is very, very good for us. You know,
I feel like that's how the actual like the sites, the streaming platforms are starting to view their streamers as like not just like people that are dependent on them, but like actual assets that are doing a lot for their platform.
Exactly. It's not like, I mean, I feel like it's kind of making a shift almost to like how you see traditional sports. You know, you have sports teams with players, and like, look at how important LeBron James is, not only to his team, but to the game of basketball. You know, like he is such a huge piece of basketball in general that like, no matter what, the NBA would make sure that LeBron James is taken care of so he is in the NBA. Obviously, I'm not comparing Ninja and myself and all these people to LeBron James, but what I'm saying is it's in a similar vein. But we could. Have you looked at Vern's arms? He's massive. No,
it means I can play basketball really well.
But it is very similar like that. And I think we're finally just starting to see that shift kind of happen. And it's crazy as two streamers, like from where we started and how streaming looks now, and the fact that, you know, people are getting these huge amounts of money to move over to different websites because they're so important and they're such key assets. It's just amazing to see, considering when I started streaming, you know, we would hit a button and there'd be like, you know, there'd be 12 people. We wouldn't have face cam. I didn't even have a microphone, you know. They'd be like, hey, dude, what the heck? Are you playing a video game right now? Like, I remember my first couple streams. That's literally what people would say. They'd be like, why are you streaming video games? Like, why are you streaming video games on Justin.tv, dude? Where's your face? It's like, oh, buddy, just wait. No, I had no idea back then. Are you kidding me? I just did it because I was a nerd and I just want to play video games.
That's what you did.
Yeah. Still do it. Still do it.
Dude, crazy.
So I noticed
Feels
you
good,
you
man.
wrote down PAX West TwitchCon. Now we neither of us went to PAX West.
Nope.
But
But we are preparing. It is TwitchCon month, and we've been to
It
our
is.
fair share of
Oh,
PAXs.
oh my gosh,
Our fair
conventions.
share. Conventions in general, yeah.
Yeah,
And so I kind of wanted to, I thought it would be a good fun time to kind of break down conventions, like what to expect, essentials, how to make the most of your con, maybe like how to approach a streamer or a YouTuber or a content creator that you're trying to meet while you're there, and just kind of go through our thoughts on that leading into TwitchCon.
I agree with that. I think that's good. Those are really good topics. I feel like there's a lot of people who one are scared to go to these conventions because they really don't know what to expect, and then when they get there, they don't really know how to navigate it or handle the situation. And there's definitely right ways and there's definitely wrong ways. So I think talking about this and discussing this is probably really good because I'm sure there's a lot of people who have the desire to go. They just don't know what to expect and they're a little hesitant, you know. So do you want to start with your con essentials or just
dude, a checklist of things that you must bring to cons?
Mhm.
I would bring a small little backpack. A lot of cons are pretty strict on the backpack sizes, so make sure you have something that you can, a fanny pack, something that you can carry things with. Now, obviously, you need a portable charger that would be incredible to you. Maybe an extra one for your friends. I remember 2 TwitchCons ago, I had so many phones from friends just sticking out of my backpack because I was charging everyone's phones. You need one, okay?
It's true.
A camera, phones. Make sure your phones are good. Bring a camera if you want to. You know, you want to make memories. Deodorant is absolutely essential.
Deodorant.
Just hygiene products in general. Make sure you're bringing deodorant, some toothpaste. I feel like this is all just like travel essentials, not just con essentials.
Hand sanitizer will save you.
Dude, hand sanitizer and something like vitamin C tablets, emergency, something like that.
It's a lot of germs, a lot of people in there.
Yeah, maybe some headache medicine and something. It can be long nights, you know.
Yeah, headache medicine. You mean hangovers?
No, dude, these cons can be very overwhelming. Okay,
yeah,
there's a lot of things happening, a lot of people talking, a lot of like your it's like sensory overload. You know, you're looking at a lot of things. There's people to your left playing video games, shouting about how much they love such and such. There's people over here screaming that Nintendo's better, and you're like trying to peek in because Nintendo has it all blocked off, and you can't really see anything, and you just want to. You know, it's just a lot. There's a lot going on.
Okay. Yeah. So, no, I agree.
Is there anything else that I'm missing?
I would say those are definitely the essentials. You know, I cannot stress enough. Like I went to a lot of conventions, and every time I'd come home, and we call it the PAX plague because man, it's really hard not to. You go to PAX, you come back, and it's like, oh, I'm feeling good for a couple days, and then it just hits you, and you're sick, your throat hurts,
tickle in the back. Of
and then it takes over, and we call it the PAX plague because it's a real thing. There's just so many people. It's sweaty and hot and germs,
hands,
and you're shaking.
Things.
People are coughing and sneezing, and it's just it is a cesspool. It can be disgusting. So bring a lot of protection, not only for your body, but for your penis and your vagina too. Make sure you're very safe. Drink a lot of water. Stay hydrated. You know,
dude,
drink a lot of water.
Super important.
Not only and if you're over 21 and you're going to a convention, there's a lot of convention parties. You know, basically how these. Sorry, front page. Well, it's true. Safe sex. Practice it.
I feel like that's important to say.
Yeah, exactly. So, but at conventions, like basically how the conventions lay out is you go to a convention during the day, and then at night, usually you'll go to like some post parties. You can bounce around. There's a lot of like hopping from one party to another, or maybe you and your friends and a group of people just show up at a bar. There's just so much to do, especially in the nightlife as well for PAXs, that you really need to be prepared for all of it. So another thing is, and I know early on, I feel like a lot of us had problems with this, but you want to bring clothing for nighttime too.
Nice clothes.
You got to wear some nice clothes at night because some parties actually do have dress codes. So if you come in with like sneakers and shorts on and a tank top, you might not
like one nice outfit.
Yeah, you might not get in.
Slacks, maybe a nice couple of nice shirts, you know,
like a button-ups are key. Boys, trust me, you gotta have button-ups if you're going to PAX. It's just what people do, or any
it's just
conventions.
fun to dress up every now and again.
Yeah,
I actually really
you look
I
good.
look forward to convention parties because I never have an opportunity to dress up when I'm home. So like the convention parties are like my opportunity to like dress up and look fancy for a night, you know, and it feels good. Good.
He's rocking his jorts. I've seen you rock jorts. You do like jorts.
I've been known. I've been known to dabble.
Yeah, I've seen you dabble in the jorts.
Yeah.
So we got to move on to, I think this is key, approaching content creators. So a lot of you guys, you know, there's a lot of content creators. There's a lot of people who go, streamers, YouTubers, and you will have opportunities to meet them, even probably outside of like normal meetups. Obviously, if you're going to these conventions, you want to meet people, you know, follow them on Twitter. Make sure you're looking through. I'm sure a lot of people that are going will announce where they will be at certain times. That's a good way to be able to meet up with them. But on top of that, I really want to go emphasize like how to approach and talk to people at these conventions, because I've been going along.
Not just at conventions. Just this is going to be good information just ever in life.
Just in general,
I have in my head.
For me personally, I'm a very easy person to approach. Like if you come up to me and you go, "Hey man, you know, you don't even have to say sorry to bother you. You really don't have to do that because you're not bothering me.
You're not a bother.
Yeah, you're not a bother. But if you come up to me and you go, "Hey man, you look like Gold Glove. Are you Gold Glove?" I'm not gonna say no, get the fuck away from me. Like I would never do that to you.
Ugly.
I would say like, "Hey man, yeah, what's up? Like, what's your name? How's it going?" I would be polite. I would say hello, and I promise you, 99% of the content creators that you'd approach and you say something like that, they will also be very polite and say hello back. Now, I think where a lot of people, and I'm sure most of you are socially, what's the word I'm looking for? Socially acceptable in the sense that you know how to handle most situations, but there are people who kind of overstep boundaries. Now, yeah, socially inept. There's some people who are not able to really like, they go up, they meet somebody,
situations,
and then they kind of just hover. Don't hover.
Linger.
If you don't know somebody, don't hover around them. Don't linger. Don't try to follow them. You know, meet them, say hello, maybe, you know, ask, you know, talk to them for a second, have a chat. And then, you know, you gotta go and you kind of do one of your own things. You know what I mean? You can't just hover and like try to follow people, because it really gives off like scary vibes. It's kind of creepy.
Invading their bubble. Yeah. Like we're so down to meet any and everyone, right? But like we don't like we don't have like the time to just like sit there and like hang out. And then if we're trying to do things and you're following us around the convention and stuff, like it puts us in an awkward situation, because it's like, it's kind of difficult to like turn around and be like, "Hey, do you mind not doing that?" Like it puts us in the scenario where we have to be assholes about it, or seem to be assholes about it, but just like respect our personal space and our privacy. We love meeting everyone and anyone, like I said, but there has to be that divide there.
Yeah, there's definitely a fine line. So basically just don't like hover and just like follow people around and stalk people. Basically, I mean, because I've gotten to the point now, like it's happened a couple times, like even in recent conventions, and I'll just be like, "Hey dude, it was good to meet you, but I'm going to go do my own thing now." Like I know how to kind of diffuse the situation, but it does put people in a really awkward position where you don't know how to handle it. And like, I remember our first couple conventions, like we would have some people follow us, and like, I'm like, "Dude, how do I tell this guy not to follow us? Like, this is so weird.
Goodness.
Like, why is he following us everywhere we go?" Like,
I just had a flashback to
He's
our
still
first
here.
convention. Our first PAX together, we met up with a friend who was with somebody, right? This is just a random person. He introduced us to this person, this random kid, and dude, our friend left, and this kid was just hanging out with us and following us around, and we thought it was a mutual friend. And then turns out it was just some random dude who knew our friend and like was pawned off to us and was just following us around.
Was I a part of this?
Yes.
I was?
And so,
oh, no. I don't remember this.
And so we were trying to be polite, thinking it was like a mutual friend. And it turned out it was just but he was following us everywhere. Yeah. And we didn't know at the time, like, we didn't want to be like, "Oh, you know, don't follow us everywhere." But You know?
Yeah, it definitely puts us in a weird
Just makes us feel uncomfortable.
So
and you don't ever want to do that.
And someone asked in the chat, like, do you mind if people ask for pictures? Absolutely not. No. If
no,
you come
dude,
to a convention and you meet me,
pictures.
yeah, take a picture with us. Hell yeah, let's do it. Let's take
more
pics.
pictures.
Yeah.
All I ask is that if we take a picture, you tweet them at me.
Yeah, tweet it at us.
I want to see them. That's all. I would love to take pictures with you guys.
I like retweet and be like, hey, I got to meet all these beautiful people today. This is awesome. You know, it's like it goes in my personal. I almost said spank bank, but I didn't. Memory bank. It's just
bro.
Maybe my spank bank too. It depends on what you look like. I'm looking at you, Minnesota.
All right.
You're a beautiful specimen.
I wanted to say, just as far as meeting people in general, it's always a good rule of thumb to start with your name. Yeah. The amount of times I've had people come up to me and just like Vern, and then like shake my hand, and then like I have to like pry information out of you, like just normal general information. It makes the situation really uncomfortable.
I think some people are nervous, and so they kind of get shy, they clam up.
That's like the best start you can possibly have. Hey, Brennan, I'm Vern. I love your streams. It's a pleasure to meet you. Can I have a picture?
That was not as important to me because I can, if someone comes up to me and goes, hi, Gold Glove, I'll just instantly go, hi, how's it going? What's your name? That's the first thing I start with. I always ask someone their name.
I feel like you want to leave an impression with people, right? And like, don't get me wrong. If I've forgotten people's names that I've like, they're mutual friends.
I forget names.
Like you meet
as soon as you
so
tell
many
me.
people. I've had a conversation with people, and as soon as we leave the conversation, we part ways. I'm like, what were their names? Oh my goodness, I'm such a terrible person.
With everyone.
But that's why you lead with your name when you're meeting someone. Even if we've met before at a convention or something like that, just always lead with your name. I feel like that's a really good opener.
Fair enough. But yeah, conventions are so important now that I feel like we should definitely cover this kind of stuff. You know, just in case, you know, you don't really know how to act, you don't really know the etiquette. This will help you when you go to a convention to meet some people. So
and then also take advantage of meet and greets. I know the majority of content creators at conventions will have some sort of meet and greet somewhere. I know we used to do them literally in the lobby at PAX West. Mm-hmm. We would like outside of the convention, like we'll tweet about it. And take the time at the convention. If you see a content creator that's out after hours and they're drinking with their friends and they're having a good time, it's probably not the best time to sit there and approach them because they're trying to decompress. Conventions can be really overwhelming to everyone, ourselves included. And so sometimes just after the fact, we just want to hang out and relax and not have to be on, if that makes sense. Not have to not saying that like our personalities are fake or anything like that, but it's at a different level than what a normal conversation with us would be. Like I'm not sitting, hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy Vern. Notice every single time I meet anyone.
Yeah, you are. That's how we talk every time we hang out.
So like just please be respectful of content creators.
Just to people in general, but yes.
Yeah.
But
it's a good rule of thumb.
When I'm at PAX, I don't actually really mind, like, if we're out at, like, a bar or something and someone comes up to me and is like, hey, Goldie, big fan, like, and can I take a picture? Like, that doesn't bother me at all. I'm at a convention. I'm there to hang out with people. You know, it's, like, if you want to come and have a conversation with me, like, come and talk to me. It's all good. Like, I'm not there. I'm not going to bite you. I'm a human being. I like to socialize, too. Especially if I'm at a bar, I'm there to socialize and meet people. So, fucking come up, say hello. You know, let's have a beer. It'll be easy peasy. So everyone's different, but don't be scared, man. People don't bite, and if they're dicks and they're rude to you, then fuck them. They're not worth your time. You know, at the end of the day,
not literally.
Yeah, don't do that. You don't want to do that. Trust me. You don't want to do that. Oh, on my front page, I can't be saying that kind of stuff. I'm just kidding. It doesn't matter.
Oh, frick them.
Frick them. Oh my god, dude. Do you have any more about the convention stuff, or does that like cover everything you want to talk about?
I feel like we've touched on that.
Okay.
Maybe we could revisit it like the episode before TwitchCon if anything else comes through.
That's probably good. Just kind of, you know, go through some bullet points. Okay. I had one of the weirdest, most wild dreams I've ever had in my life last night.
You texted me a wild dream about Charlie the super intelligent pet frog, and I've been dying to hear more.
Dude, I'm not kidding. I woke up, I thought it was so real. I thought it was real. So it was like, it was in the future. It was in the future, and I'm sitting there.
Naturally.
And it was like, so me and Steph were married, and we had 2 kids. And I had like this, we had our 2 dogs. We had Reese and Sully. But then we also had I couldn't really tell what it was at first. And I don't know if it's just because my dream and it was just weird. But like there was this thing. It was like a little creature, and it was on my shoulder, but I couldn't like see it. And then I was like, what is this? And I like lifted it up, and it was this giant frog. And for some reason in my dream, I instantly went, "Oh, Charlie! It's Charlie, my frog, Charlie." Yeah. And I'm like, so I set Charlie down. I set this frog down. I set him down, and my little son comes in. This little shit comes in and grabs Charlie, he's like playing with the frog, and I'm like, "Hey, be careful with Charlie. You know, Charlie's super important. Like he's important to me." And I'm like, "Whoa, be careful. Like Charlie's cool, man. Why are you messing with him?" Like, and he drops Charlie, and Charlie runs off, and he's super scared.
No.
Well, he hops off because he's a frog. He hops off and he hops under the bed, and he's scared. He's super scared, and my son's just like, "It's a frog, Dad." And I'm like, "Charlie's my boy. He's more important than you little." Frog. I'm just, I didn't say that, but I thought it. I get Charlie, and then all of a sudden, I'm driving, and Charlie's sitting on the dashboard. Charlie's sitting on the dashboard, and I look at Charlie, and I'm like, "Charlie, come here." And he knows commands, and he jumps from the dashboard onto my chest. And I'm like, "Dude, this is the most badass frog ever." And me and Charlie are just driving down the road, and we're just hanging out, dude. And all of a sudden, like, we pull up to a stoplight, and he's sitting. He's like, he kind of has made his way up to my shoulder, right? And we're still driving. And we pull up to a stoplight, and I look over, and this lady's like, "Oh, that's such a cute frog you have." And she's like, "Does he know any tricks?"
This is like some Hogwarts
dude,
shit.
I'm not kidding. And I was like, "Yeah, of course." And I was like, "Yo, daps." And this man dapped me up, dude. I'm not kidding. This frog daps me up. So and then I don't really remember much after that, but I woke up thinking that I had a pet frog named Charlie, and he was like this super highly intelligent frog. He was like he was a family pet, and I was so excited. And then he doesn't exist. He wasn't real.
That's the worst.
And it was such a vivid, real dream, and it felt so real. And now I want a frog. Now I want a pet frog, and I wish he was as cool as Charlie.
Look, I was gonna say, if you want a pet frog, I want you to have a pet frog, but I just want you to realize that it's probably not gonna be the same.
It's not gonna be as cool as Charlie, dude. No,
wait till you have. You know what? Maybe wait till you have like a kid or two, and then go get a pet frog. Maybe they
So my kid can throw Charlie and hurt him?
I'm just saying.
I would never put Charlie through something like that.
Maybe you can see the future.
Maybe.
You ever thought of that?
I don't think so, though.
How are you gonna know until the future happens?
I mean, I'm 28 years old. If I could see the future, I think I would have seen something in the future by now.
Dude, how did that so Raven get her powers?
I don't know. I didn't really watch that.
On the head or something like that.
Oh, is that what happened?
I don't know.
Well, do you get powers from punching things?
Getting bonked on the head sometimes.
No, okay.
You take any dips in any
I don't think that happened for me. So if I ever show up with a frog, I mean 100% his name is Charlie. So there's no other name for the frog. There's just no other way. So yeah, I just had to tell you about that. I don't know why. I
appreciated that.
I feel like you guys needed to know about my vivid dream with Charlie the frog.
I feel like I'm missing out on Charlie.
I kind of hope that I go to sleep tonight and I have a dream with Charlie. Like I hope it just continues and I get to hang out with Charlie because he was so cool. He was such a badass frog. I was like, this is my boy, dude. I was so upset when I woke up this morning. Anyways, as you can see, I'm a little insane. So
a little passionate. You're just passionate.
I'm passionate about my frogs.
Passionate about Charlie. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You know what? Everybody hopes they have a Charlie in their life, and I hope you guys find yours. I do.
I just usually don't think it's a frog.
It doesn't matter what it is. Charlie could be anything. Okay, as long as it's near and dear to your heart. What?
That's fair.
Yeah.
In this situation, he was a frog.
Yeah. I mean, look at Kim Possible. My man's in Kim Possible had a naked mole rat. But everyone loved him.
Yeah, he also wasn't real, though.
Neither was Charlie.
That's what I mean.
Get out of here, dude. Come on, man. Unbelievable. You know what, Charlie? You don't have to take this. Moving on.
Charlie, you're the best.
Yeah, Charlie is the best. Dude, so we talked a little bit about it. It's just been that month. We got a lot going on. We got so many games we've already been playing. We have to play. We got to finish. It's grind time, dude. It's grind time. I feel like we had this really low point in the summer. Really low point in the summer.
Felt slow. You start your stream not know what you're playing.
Yeah, dude. Like
not be excited for anything.
You get 4 hours into a stream, you look over and you're like, oh man. Or like, you know, you get a couple hours in the stream, you look over and you're like, man, I've only been streaming for 2 hours.
Dude,
Feels like I've been streaming.
2 hours.
I've been streaming for 8 hours, bro. Games are boring right now. Like there's nothing holding my attention. And then this one, man, this time right now, I feel like we've had so many just really good games. And like we're starting to get the release of games.
It's starting to ramp up.
It's starting to ramp up. There's a lot on the horizon. There's going to be, and I mean, it's already began. We've already done, I mean, you said it. We did a 12-hour stream. I did a 10-hour stream last night I'm already 4 hours in. I'm sure there's going to be another 10+ hour stream tonight. It's just going to be, it's ridiculous. So, and then Gears of War 5 release. And then, you know, what else we got?
Releases,
2K20 releases.
3.
Borderlands 3 co-op. I don't know why I said co-op like that. Co-op. You know, it's nuts, man. There's so much.
Call of Duty releases next month.
Call
then
of
Pokemon
Duty
comes out, and we still haven't even beaten Remnant.
Dude, and we got to beat Remnant. I wrote that down to beat. I know. That actually reminds me. So, I don't know if it's just like, because I don't know. I think I'm kind of getting over the BR thing now. Like, I've been enjoying PUBG, but it's because there hasn't really been any other games to play. And I'm like,
right.
I kind of want a competitive, quote unquote, competitive shooter, competitive game to pick up. And like, PUBG is kind of my kind of pacing right now. Like, Apex, I'll be honest, man. I think I'm too old for Apex. Like, it's a full-time job for that game in Fortnite to be able to actually play it and be good at it. Like, if you're not playing every second of every day, like, it's just not fun. People are so sweaty. But like PUBG, it's a little bit slower. It's more for, you know, the old folk like myself. And I'm able to kind of like, you know, I don't know. I like it. So I've been playing a little bit of PUBG. But man, I think I'm just losing interest in the BR genre right now because there just hasn't been like a real new one that's caught my attention. Maybe if they released a new one that was like in the Modern Warfare, world, because I know they're possibly working on one in that new engine, that Call of Duty engine. That could be good. But like I've been missing games with friends, like us playing Man of Medan, us playing Remnant, kind of just like. It kind of reminded, it was so fun. It kind of reminds me of like, man, I just want to play fun games. Like I just kind of want to dick around with my buds and have a good time and not have it be so damn serious, you know?
That's what I think BRs in general, they're just especially now that they found a way to make BRs, bring them into esports, and they're probably the most competitive and the most, the largest esports have ever been. Like you had games in the past like Halo and Call of Duty that were paving the way for esports, and now it's just like it's pretty much ran by BRs. You got like $30 million tournaments, you know?
Yeah.
And so everyone that's playing these games, they're like, I literally was talking to like my little brother's friends who like they don't stream or anything like that. They just play Fortnite. They're like, yeah, man, I want to get good enough to play in a tournament, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, there are people out there that play this every single day, and that is their one goal is to become good enough to win some money in a tournament or something like that. And I feel like they've gotten so competitive that that's the mindset even casual players have. So you can't just jump into a BR now and like do well at it, because everyone who plays it consistently is like very good at the game. And it doesn't mean it's a bad game. It just means that it's not fun for me to get my ass beat repeatedly. And so I go and play Fortnite now. Like if I'm with the right group of people and we can just have fun, like cool, like I'll enjoy myself. But then like you have people in chat that are like, oh, you suck. Why are you even playing it? And then I personally just don't like to lose.
Yeah,
and
same.
so
I'm too
my
competitive.
idea of fun is winning.
Yeah, me too.
And so if I'm streaming Apex for 8 hours and I haven't got a single dub, I'm gonna get a little irritated.
Yeah,
you know.
I agree.
And I think that's what is kind of like, if you're not grinding BRs or a particular BR, I feel like it's gonna be really hard to stay good at it, and that's what makes it
it's tough.
A little
like I said, it's like a full-time job. If you don't commit all your time to one of those games, you're gonna fall behind. Like metas change so often. Like it's just it's crazy. It's ridiculous. So I mean, I lost interest in Fortnite very quickly just because they changed so much. But now it seems like Fortnite is actually transitioning to be more casual, and they're trying to kind of nerf the competitive side of it, which is actually pushing out a large player base. You know, and all the like a lot of the streamers are really upset about it. I don't really play the game, so I'm not totally sure. Like, I don't have an opinion on it, but I see, like, from a business standpoint, from Fortnite's perspective, from Epic's perspective, I see why they're doing it, because they're trying to cater to the larger casual gamer who want to just come in on a Friday night with their boys and play some Fortnite and not get killed literally within 2 seconds by these kids that are just building fucking skyscrapers.
Dude, what do they say?
In a
What
second.
Is it, cranking 90s?
Yeah, cranking 90s, you know, like they want more people to be able to just hop in and play and have a good time. And I totally understand that. So it's a fine line. There's definitely a fine line. You know, you don't want to change too much, but and Apex is just, man, there's so many players who are just playing it every single day nonstop. It's very, very, very sweaty. There's some people who are really good at that game now. And I think I fell too far behind, and I just have no interest in like grinding to try to catch back up. So I'm just like, I'll stick with my PUBG. But it doesn't really matter because there's so many other games coming out that I think I really don't even have to worry about, like, what am I playing in terms of BRs. You know, we've got Modern Warfare coming out, which we played the 2v2 alpha, and I wanted to ask you, like, how do you feel about that? But we'll get to that in 1 second.
Sure.
You know, I just played through a game called Control. I know you haven't played that, but man, I had an absolute blast with that game. It kind of came out of nowhere, and I really, really enjoyed it. You know, we got a lot of single player games coming up. I just watched gameplay for Dying Light and Cyberpunk. And those games are, going to be fantastic. We got Gears 5 coming out soon, so that'll be a good, like, competitive PvP that I'll be able to sink my teeth into. 2K20, Borderlands. So there's a lot on the horizon in terms of games that we can play. So I really don't mind like the lack of BR sustenance right now, since there's just so many other things we can do. But I have been losing interest in the BR genre.
BRs.
I really have.
Dude, it's understandable.
Yeah.
For all the reasons that I just explained. Like, they're fun. It's such a cool and interesting genre. It's literally, I mean, I'm going to give credit to Hunger Games right now, but that was like a worldwide phenomenon. And then all of a sudden we get to play that. It started like, I remember like early on, like the culling was one of my favorite games for a long time. Even Minecraft Hunger Games was a blast.
Yeah.
And then it kind of like the whole genre just took off, and it's really, really been, I don't want to say beat to death, but it's been beaten down.
I think the first like Hunger Game version, like in a game was, I don't actually think it was Minecraft Hunger Games. I think it was DayZ survival mod. I could be wrong though. Or DayZ Survivor Games or something like that. I swear that they built it into DayZ before Minecraft got it. Or Arma. It was first in Arma, I'm pretty sure. But I could be wrong. It was really close to Arma and Minecraft.
Time, man.
But Arma, I'm pretty sure Arma had it before anything else. And I played it in Arma too. Like, it was super fun in Arma too. You'd spawn in like this barn, and there'd be like a circle. You'd run into the barn, and there'd be a bunch of backpacks, and you would just you'd throw a backpack on and you'd just run, and the map was huge, and you would just run away. You'd be like, oh, I hope this backpack had something good in it. Sometimes the backpack would have like a pistol and 1 bullet. Sometimes it would have a can of food. Sometimes it would have like a grenade. Sometimes you'd get like an SMG or something, like you'd get something actually good, but then you'd have to run and like actually go find loot,
survive.
And survive. And then the map would slowly bring you in. It was super fun, but it was super basic and early on. It was and it was in Arma, so Arma could be very, very buggy. But it was a good time. And I think that mod was actually based off of the Japanese movie Battle Royale, not Hunger Games. I could be wrong though. I don't know if you've actually ever seen that movie.
I haven't.
It's an old school movie. I want to say it was like made in the 90s. Maybe maybe even, I don't know when it was made. I want to say 90s. But it's a Japanese movie. I think it's Japanese, and it's super bloody and gory, and like it's like a bunch of school kids, and they're put into a battle royale, and they have to survive. Like, it more or less, that's the premise. And it sounds
familiar. I might have seen it.
It's on Netflix. It's on Netflix.
Okay.
So
maybe I'll watch it tonight.
It's actually really good. And then Hunger Games is obviously like the PG-13 version that's more famous, and it took off because of the books and the following of the books, and Jennifer Lawrence So, but I think that's actually
Jennifer Lawrence.
But I think that's actually where it stems from. But yeah, it's just crazy how far that BR genre has really pushed the popularity of like shooters in general, which is pretty cool.
Heck yeah.
So, sports. I do have a couple sports topics that I wanted to cover. Even though football season is right. I mean, football season, go Hawks, close, soon. But next Sunday's our opener, so I'm excited.
Lions.
Go Lions. Oh, yeah. Well.
Dude, I'm just not a big football fan.
Yeah, I know you're not. I know. That was the only thing I want to say. I just wanted to say football season starting and go Hawks. Obviously,
Dude.
You got to get the Hawks in there.
It's just despite like the Lions have a huge fan base. It feels like despite them losing year after year, that they are probably one of the most consistent as far as fan base goes. Like Pistons, Red Wings fans, Tigers fans, like it comes to when they're winning, like the stadiums are sold out. It feels like the Lions always have people there. But myself, growing up, the Lions, I think the last time we won a playoff game was the year I was born. And so just watching that every single year just was not entertaining. And so like I never really got into football.
Yeah, that's rough. That's rough. I get that. Yeah. Well, sometimes, you know what though? In middle school, I was sick of seeing the freaking Pistons win championships. So you win some and you lose some, Vern.
I'm a huge basketball fan.
Yeah, I bet you are. I bet you are. Right.
Pistons, 2020 NBA champs. Gonna get tattooed on my bicep.
Man, are you? When? You gonna get that soon?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, nope. Yeah. Please do that. Please. You want a $500 bet?
That the Pistons are gonna win the NBA championship?
Yeah, $500 bet.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I didn't think you'd take that. Yeah, that would be great if you actually did take it, dude. Okay, in some of the craziest like tournament events, like what the hell was this? Did you heard about the Boogie news, right? Boogie Cousins.
Refresh my memory.
So if you guys didn't know, Boogie Cousins, DeMarcus Cousins, center for the Lakers. I guess he technically just signed a 1 year with the Lakers. There was a warrant out for his arrest because he threatened his son's mother over the phone because his son's mother wouldn't let his son come to his wedding. He just got married to another woman. But he said, and it's videotaped, or not videotaped, but there's an audio recording of it, and he threatens her and says, "I will literally put a fucking bullet in your head." That's what he says to her.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so like I don't know what's going on with Boogie. I mean, I think we've all known like he has kind of some anger problems and says some things that he shouldn't. You know, I don't know all the details.
But in what world is that a solution?
It's never a solution. You should never say that to anybody.
Right.
But so apparently there is or was a warrant out for his arrest. This was a couple days ago. I'm not exactly sure. I haven't really read any other news on it or an update on it. But there is a warrant out for his arrest. And I mean, this is coming right after, you know, he signed that 1 year with the Warriors. He gets injured. They aren't able to get back to a championship. And then he signs with the Lakers, hopefully to team up with AD. And then he gets injured again in the offseason. And now that's why the Lakers have signed Dwight Howard.
Lucky.
I know. So obviously, and you know, everyone thought, okay, well, he got married. You know, one good thing came out of this offseason, like happy for Boogie. And then literally not even a day later, the day after his wedding, this all came out.
That sucks.
And there's a recording on it. And it's just like,
that's awful. You don't talk to people like that,
what
man.
Are you doing? What are you doing? Like how, like it doesn't even matter. Like if she's baiting you or trying to say something to piss you off, you never threaten anyone. Like, you know that you're a high profile person. Like you should just never, ever, ever say that period to anyone. Like that should never be your response to anything.
And especially like, I mean, you single mother. My mom was raising me growing up. If my dad ever said that to her, even if his intentions were good, like if he wanted to see me and she would, like, that is gonna put her in like straight up mama bear mode, and he'll be lucky if he ever saw me again. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you say some shit like that. That is one of the most terrifying things you could ever say to someone, especially like you're the mother of his kid. Like that's so scary.
So I've been reading up on that a little bit. Like I said, I haven't seen an update past the point where there's a warrant out for him. I guess we'll see what happens, but it's just how the mighty can fall, how things can change so quickly for someone who, there's no doubt, I think in anyone's mind, how absolutely talented and dominant Boogie Cousins can be on the basketball court when he's healthy and, playing at his full potential. But it's just, it's absolutely crazy that it even happened, that's a thing. So it's wild. So I wanted to cover that.
Wow.
Hopefully we get some we get some more updates. We figure out what's going on.
Positive updates.
I couldn't even imagine LeBron, Boogie, and AD on the same team. So, but apparently we're not going to be getting that. It's going to be Dwight Howard, which I'm very curious to see if Dwight Howard can make a little bit of a comeback. He's just been bouncing around the league for so long. But at one point, we all know how good Dwight Howard was. The man was dominant.
Dude, a beast. He was a freak of nature.
He is. He's still physically a freak of nature. He is a monster of a man. I just feel like...
He just got to work on that jump shot.
Well, yeah, but I don't think that's ever going to be his bread and butter. I think we're past that point. He's got to work on what he's good at.
NBA comebacks real quick. And Derrick Rose, he's going to be... now with the Detroit Pistons, he's going to be MVP this season. He's getting back to his MVP ways.
You've been saying this a lot. Like, it's actually making me nervous.
Detroit Pistons are going to be NBA 2020
champions. You just said you wouldn't take a $500 bet, but now you're saying they're going to be the champions.
I'm just saying. Derrick Rose is going to play. He's going to be out of his mind. He is literally getting back to his MVP ways, and he is the missing piece.
Okay, listen. Hey, I don't disagree with you that Derrick Rose is bringing it back. He ain't getting MVP. He's not. Sorry, he's in the same league as Giannis, so he's not getting MVP.
You meant like physically the same league. I thought you meant he's in the same MVP league as Giannis. Yeah, they're both in the running. They both have equal chance.
Definitely not. Yeah,
to get MVP.
Definitely not.
Let's see.
But no. Last season was incredible. He had a 50-point game. He definitely showed some
off the bench.
He was ridiculous last season. He was fantastic. And I think this move is going to be really interesting for him. We'll see how it works out. I do think he could be a huge piece of production for the Pistons.
Oh, and he will be.
But he's not MVP. I don't think we'll ever get to see MVP caliber Derrick Rose again, unfortunately.
Hey, if we stay consistent with these podcasts, we can revisit this.
Yeah, that's exactly. If we are, and I can't wait. So, chat, you guys are hearing right
to talk
now.
About Derrick Rose, MVP.
I can't wait until the end of the season and I pull up Derrick Rose's stats and we compare it to who's actually going to win MVP. And we will, that's going to be a great moment.
If he doesn't win MVP, we're all going to sit here baffled that he didn't. Like, wow.
No one will be baffled. Not even you.
Most improved player, MVP, all in the same season. Defensive player of the year as well. Mine as well.
All sports credibility on this podcast has completely gone out the window because my co-host thinks Derrick Rose is going to be the MVP of the NBA this season.
And the Pistons are going to win the championship.
Okay, well, so sports has completely been written off, Brothers to the End podcast moving forward. I'm going to have to bring in a guest that actually knows what the hell they're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about right now.
The Trailblazers are going to win the NBA Finals. Damian Lillard's going to average a triple-double, and he's going to score at least 70 points a game.
I can't see that. I can't see that happening.
I can see it happening, dude. I don't know. He's back to his form. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying Derrick Rose has won an MVP, okay? And Derrick Rose was putting up numbers. Like, he was looking real good last season.
Not MVP numbers. Not even close to MVP numbers.
We'll see how it goes this season. I just got a good feeling about it.
Okay, good. I'm glad you have that feeling.
Call it mother's intuition.
Brothers? Lovers?
Mothers.
Oh, I think you said brothers or lovers intuition.
Lovers intuition.
Well, you're none of those things.
Like
you're not his mother. You're not his lover, and you're not his brother. So I don't know where this intuition is coming from, but you have none of them.
Family's what you make it.
Okay, let's talk to Derek before you say that. I don't think he wants to be related.
We're gonna respect that.
Oh my goodness, dude. Okay, so gaming. We got a lot of stuff about gaming to talk about, man. Lots.
Whew,
I know.
I'm sweating.
I know, right?
Just thinking about it.
So we both played the 2v2 Modern Warfare Alpha. Now, what'd you think?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
I thought the gunplay was really fun.
Yeah.
I thought the way the 2v2 Alpha was set up, that game mode in particular, is they spawn you with random guns and weapon setups, and like, I don't know if I liked all of the weapon setups that I got, but the gunplay itself felt really, really good. I actually loved the gunplay. There was a few things that they needed to twerk. The audio seemed just miserable at times, and I don't think that game mode is going to be my particular favorite, but it got me really excited for the actual game. Like when we were playing it and we were doing well, like I was having a blast. I went on the next day and tried to play by myself, and I don't know what it was. People were just sick of the alpha or something, but like whoever it was a 6-round match, and it seemed like literally my first 5 games, I either had my teammate leave if we were losing, or we would be doing well and the other team would leave. And so it was just not exciting.
Imagine rage quitting in a 2v2 alpha. That's 6 rounds. You can't even
so upset.
You have such a short attention span. You can't even get your ass beat for 10 minutes or 4 minutes. You know, it's not even that long. Like, come on, man.
It was, dude. Yeah. And so I just like the second, I didn't even play it much of the second day. And I believe I had something going on the last couple of days of the alpha, but it got me excited for the game. I'm excited for like the regular old game modes. I'm excited to like pub stomp and some domination with my boys, you know, maybe bring back a road series.
What? Bro, you've been underwater today. You're a robot.
Yeah, I think it's Discord acting up because you've been kind of funky as well. But I said bring back a Road to Commander series.
Oh, dude, right? I'm just excited because like I feel like this is the first Modern Warfare that I think the engine's gonna work really well on PC. Like it's gonna feel really good on PC. So I'm excited to play the PC version of the game. Like I plugged in a mouse and keyboard on PS4, and it's like the sensitivity, the ratio is so bad. Like
there's weird latency and stuff.
Yeah, there was latency. It's so bad, and you're playing against people with really, really heavy aim assist in Call of Duty with a controller.
What was that?
The aim assist. They had 4 different aim assists. One was like, I don't know. It was really bizarre.
It like locks on.
Yeah,
dude, it's not that. Yeah, that I hope is not a thing in like regular game modes.
Yeah, it was a little wild. But other than that, like I actually really enjoyed it. I'm gonna have to agree with you though. Like the 2v2 game mode is not something that I'm gonna even probably play once the full game comes out. The only reason I'm playing it is because that was the only thing we could play in the alpha.
They gave us, yeah.
But I just that is not my type of like when I want to play Call of Duty, I want to get into a lobby. I want to play like shoot. I'm probably going to be playing like ground war on this game. Like there's big game modes or big team modes.
Oh, the 20v20, right?
Yeah, like I'm going to play that kind of stuff. Like I'm playing Call of Duty, man. I want to put up kill streaks. I want to put up a lot of kills. Like I don't want to play round based 2v2 like that just doesn't seem fun to me at all. That's not the mode that I am looking for when I'm playing Call of Duty. So the game itself played really well. I mean, it plays differently than any other Call of Duty ever. Like this is the biggest leap in terms of gameplay and in terms of like, you know, the mechanics of the game. It's almost completely different. It feels almost more like Rainbow Six Siege than it does Call of Duty. At least that's how I felt when I was playing it. And so we'll see like how that feels on PC, but I really liked it. I really like the direction they're going. They're taking I think they're taking a big leap trying to change it's a huge risk trying to change their formula that's worked for so long. And I'm just so glad that Activision and the developers are starting to actually make this change to their game. So it should be good.
I mean, at the end of the day, you have to give them credit for that because how many times, like for years now, every single time the new Call of Duty comes out, you have those people that are just like, oh, it's a copy paste. And now they're out here and they're like really trying to do stuff different. And I hope it works out. Call of Duty has played a vital role in my stream, my YouTube channel, like my life in general. I love the franchise. So I'm really, really excited for this year's.
Yeah. So I am as well. I think it's gonna be a good Call of Duty year, man. I think they might be back. And there is rumors, and I obviously rumors that there's another developer developing a free-to-play battle royale Call of Duty for this engine using Modern Warfare, the engine that the game is running in. But it's apparently made by a separate developer, and it's going to be a free-to-play VR. So we'll see. I don't know. That is a rumor. Awesome. I know it would be awesome.
Blackout was really fun.
Blackout was fun.
A lot of Blackout.
Blackout was super fun. It's still fun on PS4, but like the PC community absolutely died. Like there's no one on PC Blackout.
Which is weird to me because I think like you were talking about it actually being built for PC. They did that with Blackout. It felt like last.
I don't think Blackout was built for PC.
Blackout played better on PC than it did PS4. You could navigate things quicker.
The inventory was
really
easier,
well.
but that's just because like mouse and keyboard is going to be easier to navigate, that kind of stuff. Like an inventory system is much easier to navigate using a mouse and keyboard than it is a controller. That game did not. There was still a lot of weird things with that game even early on. There was a little funky for Blackout. So, but we'll see if Modern Warfare. I really just hope that it's a solid VR experience, but we'll see. I have no idea. So I am going to talk a little bit about Control.
Yeah, please do. I saw a bunch of people tweeting about it, and it looked really, really good. So I'm happy to hear.
Yeah, so I played on PC, and Control it's very similar to almost Quantum Break. Did you ever play Quantum Break?
I've never played that. No.
So man, it's hard to explain. It's like it's a third person kind of shooter, but you also have like abilities, and it's a really, really interesting, unique experience. And in Control, like even if I tried to explain to you what the storyline was, there's no way I could. It is just like an absolute mindfuck, super paranormal.
It's awesome.
But it was a lot of fun, and the character skills that you get, like the abilities and the animations and the sound design. Like there's a scene in Control that might be one of my favorite video game scenes ever. Like no joke. And if you play it, you will totally know what scene I'm talking about. But the gameplay is it's just so fun. Like you feel like a true badass. A lot of people said it was very similar to, oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank. There's a game series on the PlayStation. I never actually played it. I can't think of what it's called right now. Infamous. Infamous. That's what it is. People are saying it is very similar to Infamous. So, in my, I'm not going to, obviously I don't want to dive in too much because I don't want to spoil anything, but Control is definitely one of those games that like it wasn't really on my radar. Like I think I saw a teaser for it at one point and I was like, oh yeah, that looks all right. But I played it on PC, through the Epic Games Launcher. It's exclusive. I actually played it on PC and I used, DX12 with ray tracing enabled. And the game has the most incredible lighting I've ever seen. Like you will walk through lights and it actually feels like you're passing through lights. Like you can actually see the rays from the light sources.
Sick.
I did have some hitching, it like caused some hitching and some frame drops at times. And I heard that if you play on DX11 without ray tracing, it fixes all that. But for a single player experience, like I don't need it to be perfect FPS wise. And it was one of the most gorgeous games I've ever played. Like it was super pretty.
That's awesome. Yeah. I mean, I'm a real sucker for like the whole paranormal magic type games, man.
You gotta play it,
dude. If I can find, if somebody could please go ahead and add about 7 hours to each day, I might get around to it.
Yeah, it was a hefty boy. I beat it in 2 sittings. I did 5 hours. I did 5 hours one day and then 6 hours the next day. So it took me about 11 hours to beat it.
So it's a decent game.
Yeah, it's not too short, but it's also not, like a grindy 20-hour experience. So it was nice. It was a good game to play. Obviously, us playing Man of Medan. Man of Medan came out.
Dude, I thought it was awesome.
Dude, I did too. I mean, obviously, it was a little, like, some of the voiceovers were a little funky. There was times. But for the most part, like, to make a game like Until Dawn and make it a co-op experience, amazing. Like,
I don't think I would have enjoyed it as much by myself.
Yeah.
And the only gripe I have about it is that it was $40 for like a 4.5 hour game, 5 hour game, if that.
Yeah. And apparently the next episode is gonna also be a 30 or 40. Oh wait, it was $40? I thought I paid $30 for it.
I think it was $39.99.
Was it? Maybe you're right.
Yeah, but I mean, the game itself was so creative. It was so much fun. The story was good, and I mean, it was a little wonky, like getting into it.
I felt like the story was a little predictable. Like halfway through, I felt like I truly understood what was going on. I mean, granted, we still had some hiccups along the way, but I did actually feel like I knew what was going on pretty quickly. So I feel like the story could have been a little stronger, but I do like I want more of those games, like co-op.
Oh, for sure.
Me and my buddy making decisions. Like if you do something, it can affect my game and vice versa, and we can kill characters together. Woohoo! Like that's the stuff I like.
Like super creative was that we were playing out the exact same scenario.
Yeah.
But having completely different viewpoints, and I can't say much more on that without like spoiling stuff. But like the fact that we were like going through the same thing, but it was like the exact same thing, but it was so different for each of our perspectives was like the coolest thing to me.
Yeah.
It was so cool.
It was a good experience. I definitely suggest playing it with a friend. If you think that you're not going to end up playing it, Vern and I both played it. We recorded it. Are you uploading it to YouTube? Okay,
sure.
So we're both
sure.
uploading it to our YouTubes. It's my perspective, and it's actually one of those games that is better if you watch from both perspectives.
Oh,
like
dude,
I know a lot
saw
of people
so many times in chat.
Yeah, like if a lot of people were watching in squad stream, so they were able to see my perspective and Vern's at the same time, and it was like the most amazing experience to watch. So if you're interested, the videos are there. So
yeah.
Maybe you can line them up.
When I was saying how the scenarios were.
Yeah.
Like different, but same, but different kind of thing. And like the squad stream like really came through clutch with that. Like everyone was like, oh my goodness, you'll never believe what Goldie's going through right now. And I'm like, dude,
it's so good, dude. So did you get a chance to check out the Dying Light gameplay?
No.
Okay.
Well, to be fair, Dying Light was never, I played a little bit.
Or Dying Light 2, technically, I'm sorry.
I played a little bit of the first one, and I played a little bit by myself, and then I played the co-op with you.
Yeah, I do remember that. Okay,
but very briefly, very briefly. I was having it was really hard on my PC at the time, I believe, and so I never really got a chance to dive into it too deeply. But feel free to like share your thoughts with it.
So yesterday, I think it was yesterday, we spent a little bit watching the new Cyberpunk gameplay. They did like a deep dive stream, and they showed a bunch of new stuff, and then they also showed, and then after that, I watched Dying Light 2 gameplay, and man, both of these single player experiences are going to be so good. I'm pretty sure I'm actually not exactly sure on this. Dying Light was a co-op game, so I would hope that Dying Light 2 would be a co-op game as well.
Yeah.
But both of these games are looking really, really good, not even graphically, but just the content they have. Dying Light, I noticed there's a section where you can make decisions and it actually alters the world. So like if you play it and you don't do something and I do it, one part of your map, like an entire area, could look different and feel different, and it could be like it could be ran by different people, like a different society. Like it's really, really interesting how it's another like choice-based game. And I think that single player experiences are really starting to kind of push that consumer narrative. Like you pick how your story plays out. Like you're going to have a different experience than this guy had because you made this decision in this moment. And I'm so glad that games are starting to kind of go that direction, because I think that's where games are truly going to like explode.
Shine?
Like they're going to shine like that. Like imagine in Red Dead Redemption 2, you playing a story, but you making different decisions. And you know how in Red Dead Redemption 2,
it affects the outcome.
Yeah, you have your huge gang. Like, right, you have like, you know how many people are in the gang in Red Dead Redemption 2, but imagine if like you had made a decision and 2 people got killed, and then in my game I made a different decision and those two people survived, but then 2 different people died, and it changed the entire like there's so many avenues and the narratives could change tremendously. So
Seems like a lot more work, but it'd definitely be worth.
Yeah, I mean, of course it's more work.
That's like people would. I think one of the beauty about video games is like it's a form of entertainment that you are in control of, right? But when a story is too linear, then you kind of lose that control and you're kind of just playing through a movie rather than like actually making decisions within the movie. And I think like that, like you said, like video games could really, really shine if we're being given a slight direction, but able to make the choices ourselves that will have an actual impact on the game. That's why I'm such a huge fan of the Life is Strange series.
Yeah, like
that's been one of my favorite. As angsty as it is, it's one of my favorite single player series, just because I like, especially at the end, like going through. Same with all the Telltale Rust.
No, so that's actually glad that you brought that up, because I read an article recently, and there's a studio that have picked up the rights for Wolf Among Us and Batman Telltale, and so I think both of those will be continued by another studio. It's just from what I've heard, that's just what I read. I'm not exactly sure what studio picked it up. That's really all the info I have, but I think I don't think Telltale is completely dead. I think it will be revived because there's just so many gamers out there who want a game like that. I know.
The best
I
news.
know. So that's exciting. That's really exciting. So hopefully we hear a little bit more on that soon. You know, I know there was a lot of Wolf Among Us fans. I think we only got a season of Wolf Among Us, right? Or did we get 2 seasons? Only one. Yeah.
I think it was only one. Yeah. Because that was the Wolf Among Us was the one where they took all of the fantasy characters and kind of like gave
fairy tales. Yeah.
Fairy tale character. Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
That was one of the best Telltale games too.
Yeah. A lot of people really wanted. I know, brother. Dude. I know. So it should be good.
Now if it doesn't happen, I'm gonna be really sad.
Well, you can blame me. Actually, you can't because all I did was read an article. It's not my fault.
I'm going to.
It's not my fault. Also,
can't believe everything you read on the internet.
That's true. Don't believe anything you read on the internet, except for my tweets
from us.
and Vern's tweets. Those are 100% factual information. Gears 3 and Gears 4 in prep for Gears 5. We just beat Gears of War 3.
Oh, dude, we grinded that.
We did. We beat it all in one sitting, and we started it late.
On a whim,
yeah.
Dude. We played it right after we finished Man of Medan. We looked at each other, knowing that Gears 5 is dropping so soon. We looked at each other and we're like, hey, we need to get through these games. And so Brendan was like, shoot, 10, 11?
You offered it. That's why I was shocked. I was impressed.
It was like 10, 11 p.m. for me.
Yeah.
And we were like, all right, let's run it. I ordered food, got some caffeine in me, and
we're about to do the same thing tonight. I hope you're ready for that.
I literally streamed till 6 a.m.
Oh my gosh.
Was dead the complete next day. But we got to Gears 3, and we're going to do the same for Gears 4 tonight, just in time for Gears 5. So we did it.
Yeah.
Our planning could have been a little bit better.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you guys will have, if you're listening to the podcast, I think you've been uploading the playthroughs, right?
Yeah, so the whole Gears series, Gears 1, Gears 2, and Gears 3 is going to be starting to go up on my Let's Play channel very soon.
Awesome.
But all of the videos are going to be going over there. Gears 4 as well. So yeah, if you're not uploading them, you can definitely catch our entire playthroughs of those games in preparation for Gears 5. I know there's not a ton of time left, but if you want to grind it out, binge it, we did it to kind of refresh our memories on the stories, so you guys can do the same as well. So definitely check out my Let's Play channel if you guys are interested in that. If you're listening to this, youtube.com/GoldGloveLetsPlays. That's the best way to find it. And then obviously when Gears 5 drops, that's going to be where we post the campaign footage for that as well, which 20 hours, a hefty boy. A hefty boy.
And despite how you might feel about Gears of War, the franchise, and like the multiplayer in general, the story is without question one of my favorite campaign single player co-op story modes that I've ever experienced in a video game. Even playing, we played through Judgment as well. Like it's just a fascinating universe, and I'm really, really happy that we're able to get through all of these before Gears 5.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. It's that grind time, man. We got a lot. On top of that, 2K20 coming out soon. This same day as Gears, and I gotta hop into my career. I know my career. I'm excited for that. I've been finishing up my GGBA series, which is my custom My League that I do with all the viewers and subs.
So creative, such a cool idea.
It's a lot of work. It can be fun sometimes, but it's also there's a fine line because it's fun to watch, but it can be kind of too grindy, and you're like, man, this is dragging on. So we've had to do a lot of simulation this season, but when it gets playoff time, when you have those, like we had 2 Game 7s in round 1. We just had like 2 Game 7s and a Game 7 and a Game 6 today. That was like super close. We've had a buzzer beater playoff win. It was actually a lot of fun to watch. And
heck yeah,
we might get Vern to come in and co-commentate the GGBA finals. So that'll be cool to wrap up 2K19.
It would be my honor.
Dude, we'd love
Seriously,
to have
you. Just say when.
Okay, we'll do it. We'll just do the same cam setup. I don't know how I'm going to show you the game, but we'll figure it out. You know what? I can do it. I have a capture card that you just won't be able to see me. You'd be able to see the game here in Discord. That's how we do it. Easy peasy. I don't know. I'll MacGyver that shit. It'll work out.
Yeah.
We'll do it.
That's what I like to hear, brother.
And then
you're a doer.
Oh, I'm a doer. I'm gonna do
You're
you.
A doer.
I'm gonna do you.
I wish someone would.
Your wife, remember your future wife who's getting her titty sucked right now?
I don't want to talk about it, dude. Let's not bring that up.
No, okay, we won't do it again.
Just got over it.
Borderlands 3.
Dude, it looks so good. Have you seen any other like teaser trailers that they've been releasing leading up to the game? Dude, they're so good.
No,
they're so creative.
I haven't, just because I kind of want to go into that game completely blind.
I don't think they would spoil anything within the game.
Yeah. Just like gameplay wise, it kind of shows what it's.
They're just like fun trailers.
Yeah.
Like there's one that's like a live action, and then it kind of like slowly turns into like the actual game and game footage and stuff. And they're just really fun. They got me super amped for the game. And the squad that we have joining us,
I know,
for this 4-player co-op is like literally
it's
going to be a blast. But also, I have to imagine it's going to be a shit show.
It's going to be a shit show,
and like a good without even like getting shitty. It's just gonna be a shit show.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be a good time. If you guys don't know, Borderlands 3 co-op, 4-player co-op let's play. It's gonna be myself, Vern, Optic Diesel, rip, sad, and Jericho. That's gonna be our 4.
The boner.
It's gonna get wild. It's gonna get. Apparently, there's a butt plug gun in Borderlands 3. I don't know. Someone said that in my chat. Ron, you might be lying to me. I really hope.
It's a little aggressive.
I hope.
Could you imagine?
Yeah.
We're
that'd be
literally
great.
not fighting enemies at this point. I'm just going to be trying to launch butt plugs at my friends.
That would be amazing, actually, dude. That would be so sick. So
good times.
Gaming, man. There's a lot of gaming stuff coming up, which is good for us because that just gives us way more to talk about.
This month is just going to be ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. It's almost overwhelming. Like how much stuff is happening this month. I mean, not only that, like I've been trying to get like back on the dieting and fitness grind because I kind of let myself go a little bit.
You look great.
Thank you.
You look great. I just saw you, so I know you look great.
I'm trying to balance that with all these games coming out, trying to find time to stream the YouTube. I mean, you're right here with me. It's a lot, man. It is a lot. And then all leading up to TwitchCon at the end of the month, like I feel so unprepared for all of it, but
Same.
I'm so excited. It's all good stuff, but it can still be overwhelming, you know?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I mean, there's just not enough time in the day, man. You try to balance everything. You gotta spread yourself thin. You gotta almost prioritize certain things. It's just, that's called adulting. That's what that is. Time management. Shit's rough. Shit's tough.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to cut out sleeping.
Pretty much.
There's no time
for
it.
I wish I would. Oh no, you know what? I'm one of those people that like when I'm waking up, I love sleep, but when I'm going to bed, I hate sleep. You know? You like that?
Yeah.
I feel like the vast majority of people are like that. When I'm waking up, I'm like, oh man, I don't want to move. I just want to stay in bed all day. Bed's the best. And then at night, I'm like, man, I don't want to go to bed. Like I want to do something else, but I know I'll be tired tomorrow. Yeah, like I'll be tired tomorrow if I don't go to bed. Like, you know, I want to watch something, or I want to play a game or something. It's weird. It's why are we like this? Why are humans like this? It's the worst. So the final topic, and this might hands down be the most important thing we discussed today.
Honestly, what a way to close it.
Yeah.
Super positive, happy note. Do you want to take it or you want me to?
No, this is all you.
I just we wanted to let everyone know and wish a very happy 55th birthday to the Keanu Reeves himself. You're breathtaking.
God, he's breathtaking. 55.
You are all breathtaking. I didn't believe it when I saw that. Yeah.
55? He's aging backwards.
32.
He's got Benjamin Button disease. Like he's getting younger. There's no way he's 55 years old.
Himself, he's 32. He has to be 33 maybe.
Like go look at a picture from Keanu Reeves in like the 90s and then now today, and I swear he looks better.
Dude, he seriously, he looked probably like mid 30s back in his early 20s, and then now he still looks mid 30s and is 55. He's 55.
This man doesn't age. I mean, there has been rumors that Keanu Reeves is a vampire. But he's
can we talk about other celebrities that may be vampires? Pharrell Williams.
Pharrell Williams? Really?
He's a rapper. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
He's a vampire? He just doesn't age?
Oh, look it up after. I challenge everyone to look up Pharrell Williams then and now.
Paul Rudd, that's true. Paul Rudd, he's never looked different. He's never looked different. Ever.
That's crazy to me. Like how?
I don't know, dude. The fountain of youth.
I hope I figure it out.
Yeah, the fountain of youth, or they've sold their soul to the devil. I have no idea. No, Keanu definitely didn't sell his soul to the devil. He's way too nice.
Way too nice,
dude. He's the best. So I man, yeah, huge shout out to Keanu. Matrix 4.
Yeah, happy birthday.
The Matrix 4.
Oh my goodness, how have we not talked
I
about
don't
that?
know.
Well, let's save it for the next podcast. But
The
that,
Matrix 4. We're getting it. Oh, I mean, as long as it has to be better than Matrix 3 because that movie was trash. But the first two were pretty good. The first one is still one of my favorite sci-fi movies ever.
I just recently rewatched it on a plane. Like literally, like last month, I just rewatched The Matrix, and it held up, dude. It's amazing.
I know,
so good.
I know. And if they got to bring the cast back, they got to get everybody back. I know
hope so.
The actress for Trinity is coming back. Obviously, Keanu's coming back. I don't know if Lawrence Fishburne is coming back though. They haven't confirmed him yet, but there's no way. They've been doing movies together.
You can't have,
he's in John Wick. So they have to have him, right? You have to.
You would think so, man.
I know.
Can't have Matrix without Morpheus.
I know, right? So, is that everything for episode 3 of Brothers to the End?
I think that's gonna wrap up episode 3. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope everyone had a wonderful time.
Gosh, we're consistent, baby. 3 in a row.
Hey, I'm proud of us.
I'm proud of us too. This is like the real deal right now.
Heck yeah.
Oh my goodness.
We are the real deal.
We are Brothers to the End. Never forget it. Guys, if you guys are watching this on YouTube, you're watching this on Twitch, make sure you guys find the link somewhere down below, somewhere in the chats. Subscribe to the Spotify playlist. It'll automatically update every time we upload a podcast, just in case maybe you miss it live. Yeah, every new episode will go up on there. You can find us on Anchor. You can find us on iTunes. You can find us on Google Podcasts. You can find us pretty much everywhere. Look for Brothers to the End. Look for the blue image with our faces on it. We hope you guys enjoyed listening, and we're excited to continue this podcast moving forward. We'll definitely see you guys in 2 weeks for episode 4, and we are having a guest in 2 weeks. I promise you, even if I have to bring my mother in to be our guest, which actually would be an amazing episode.
She'd be a great guest.
She'd be a great guest. We'll do it. We're doing it. 100%. Episode 4, first guest of Brothers to the End podcast. Thank you guys so very much for watching and listening. And we'll text you. We'll text you. We'll text you guys later.
We'll text you later.
We'll text you later. Okay. We'll text you the feet pics. The feet pics. Don't forget them.
Yep.
Don't forget the feet pics. No. We'll see you guys later. Have a good one.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
You